Welcome to clickmyproject.com. The project title is Toward Trustworthy Coordination of Web Service Business Activities. Now going to explain the abstract. Here we are considering the web services with the modules of web applications. In that here we are taken web services atomic transaction because it is more applicable and it needs more trustworthy. The main objective is to be able to defend against Byzantine faults. Now going to explain the data flow diagram. The process starts with the users. Users have to be registered and create account and then they can log in. After login, the users have to check the account details. After that, here we are considering the bank transaction process as a major process and the whole process is validated by the coordinator. Then if the transaction takes place successfully and the receiver gets the final transaction details, means it's okay. If the Byzantine fault occurs during the transaction and amount was taken from the account of the user, login user, and it's not received by the server, means that the coordinator plays the major role. The coordinator shows the vending process to the login user if the user login again and ask the permission of the user to continue or stop and retain the money account to the login user. If the user says okay, means the rollback process takes place there. Now going to show the demo of the project. This is the home page of our project. This is the user registration and login form. If the user registered already, means they can log in directly. Here have to select the bank name and the account type to log in. If it's all correct, means login successfully. After that, here we have three processes like a bank process. For depositing amount to the own account, means just to type the amount and have to submit. The amount is deposited successfully and the deposited amount is shown here. After that, can show the withdraw process. Here the user have to mention the money and select the account type. Now the amount is withdrawn successfully. The withdraw amount is shown here. Then going to show the transaction process, the major process. Before that, have to provide an authorization again. So here placing again a login form. Have to log in successfully to perform the transaction process. Now the user have to check the user details. Going to start the transaction process. You have to give the account ID to whom you are going to transaction. The user ID whom I want to transfer the money from my account and select the bank name of the other user. I have to give the request to the coordinator. Now I have to run the coordinator form here. Here the coordinator have to get the details. Now the transaction waiting for the authentication. Now the coordinator check the details and now the users are granting the permission. The permission is granted and successfully transformed. Then the coordinator going to transform the detail to the receiver from the user. So they have to run the receiver form now. So now the coordinator update the details to the receiver. Just click send and receive here and check the status. Status is success. So the server receives the content. Now going to show the rollback process. Again have to get the transaction details process as did before. Now have to give the transaction details, the amount and the bank, and have to run the coordinator form and have to get the details to check and have to grant the permission and successfully transferred. Now have to run the receiver form. Here coordinator have to update the details to the bank server. Here, okay, send. Now the status is failed. So now here have to roll back the process is started. Rollback button is visible, so we have started to roll back here. Here we can view the binding process. If user is wanted to continue, means again have to log in, and here we have to give the transaction detail the other user, and now data is sent to the receiver, and the receiver with the details. Before that have to check the status. To check the status success means the receiver gets the details. Now the transaction is shown in the rollback process.